Kubor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Mr. Speaker, sir, again in November 2018, an 18-year-old girl filed a supplementary FIR against a ward commissioner of the Shillong Cantonment Board, adding details of the alleged rape. But till now, the victim has not got any justice. A body of a woman identified as some Sorkar, who was an employee of MTDC, was found at a forest in Umbir in Rivoy in June 2019. 11 people were held for flash threat. In June, in a sex racket operating in Mimuntudu in West Gentiles, targeting minor girls. And there are lots of pending POCSO cases. More than 600 POCSO cases are pending, out of which only few has been disposed of. Mr. Speaker, sir, we can see in certain parts of the state there has been reign of terror going on. If you recall, on the 8th of November 2018, Mr. Agnes Karsing, accompanied by Amita Sangma, the social activist who went to eastern part of Jante Hills for making documentary about the alleged illegal mining of coal and illegal transportation of coal. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, on that ill-fated day, they were targeted by the organized criminals who were involved in this illegal operation of coal mining and coal transportation, that assaulted these two women so seriously. Somehow they could recover from their injuries after a long time. But till now, proper justice has not been given to the victims. It creates deterrence. The people who are right thinking, who thinks for the benefit of the people of the state, they are being targeted. Now, who will dare to go and visit those places to unearth the truth? Where there is illegalities are going on. And with that very intentionally, these kind of criminals instigated by some people who are involved in this smuggling of coal. In the investigation, Mr. Speaker, sir, the preliminary investigation, the people who are the members of the party in power in the present government are seen to be involved. The working president of NPP from Jante Hills, Mr. Nidamon Chulet, was identified as the main accused. In February-March 2020, 24 coal-laden trucks were seized in Malidor area. In the preliminary investigation, one Mr. Bison Shila, who happened to be the own brother of a minister from that area, from that region, was found to be involved, who eventually got anticipatory bail and protected from being arrested. So from this, we can understand, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the people in power are seen to be involved in these illegalities. How many times, being the responsible leaders, we have been flagging these issues before the government, but the government repeatedly denying the fact that the illegalities is going on. There is no illegal mining. There is no illegal transportation of coal. That is the reply from the government. In the last few days, I was looking at some media carried the statement given by the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister. The Deputy Chief Minister was so complacent, I could see. He was saying why the opposition Congress MLAs are having headache in saying that illegalities are going on. We have the system. We have got checkpoints everywhere. Lots of checkpoints are erected by the government. If any illegal transportation is found, they are being seized. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, so complacency. These checkpoints, there are number of checkpoints as that has been stated by the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister. Yes, I do accept. But question arises, big question mark is there. In spite of the fact that there are lots of checkpoints, check gates involving different line departments, how these coal are being transported illegally? How can it be? So there is enough reason for us to think that means the people who are deployed in these checkpoints are also having hand and gloves with the smugglers. Otherwise, as being alleged by the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, how these illegalities can take place when there are lots of vigilance from the government side? Question arises, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. Lawlessness. On 3rd of July 2020, some unknown miscreants in a broad daylight assaulted 6 youths who were playing basketball at Block 4 in Laosotun. No concrete action has been taken till now. Neither any charge sheet has been met. On November 2019, one sub-inspector, Habanjop Khongla, was accused of sexually harassing a lady lawyer. Amazing. Even from the people in uniform who happen to be the law enforcing agencies, they are being indulged in such criminal activities. Very shameful. One 80-year-old man buried alive on suspicion of witchcraft in West Kharsils district last month in October 2020. And miscreants attacked several people in several places through petrol bombs. Lawlessness prevails. Anarchy, we can see. On 25th July 2018, miscreants attacked the officials of the Department of Atomic Energy besides setting ablaze their 2 vehicles in Wakaji in southwest Kharsils, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. Lots of incidents. It will take long time if I refer to all the incidents. There was lots of resentment, demonstrations of resentment by different NGOs, different civil societies after the Citizenship Amendment Bill was passed. And after that, it got aggravated when the lone representative of the NPP in the Lok Sabha supported the bill to be passed in the Lok Sabha, in the lower house of the parliament. Then there was some education program. Some rally was organized in Ichamati to protest the CAA and to demand to repeal it. The government should have been aware of the fact that there was a plan to organize some educational program. The failure of the intelligence, there was, in spite of the fact that certain NGO was organizing some protest program against the passing of CAB, making it CAA in Ichamati, the government was so complacent. And because of this complacency, the government didn't even deploy any adequate security personnel, wherein there was clash between different communities, and one leader of the NGO had to succumb to the injuries. This is what is happening. And till now, that could not be resolved by the government. It is rather getting more and more serious. Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, very shameful incident took place. on the 15th of October 2019. That is an embarrassment not only to the government but to all of us. Because of the insensitivity of the government, on 15th of October 2019, a group of people barged into the police station and assaulted a sub-inspector and a head constable. In the Umiam police station on the Rivoi district. The sub-inspector and the head constable, they were in uniform, they were on duty. But how these miscreants dare to assault in their own turf, in the police station itself. There was video. It came viral. Nobody can say that one haven't seen this. Was there any action taken immediately? Was the government prompt enough to take action against the criminals? No, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. Now, question is, if the law enforcing agencies like police can be assaulted by anybody, what about the fate of the common man? What about the fate of the common man? Will the common man feel secured in the state of Meghalaya? Forget about the people who intending to come outside as tourists. Even the people from our own state, the local residents, they are not feeling secured in the state of Meghalaya. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, this is the state of affairs under this present-day government, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. There has been some boys as a side effect, impact of the Ichamati incident in Barobazar area. Randomly, certain people were stabbed. Anybody is taking the law in their hand. Will we be known as MLA if we roam around in Barobazar area? Is there any marka on our forehead that we are MLA? If you are roaming in Barobazar area, when randomly these miscreants stab or try to kill someone, we may also be victim of such incident. Even if you go for some personal needs, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, nobody will know that you are Deputy Speaker, sir. There is a sense of insecurity prevails in the state of Meghalaya because of the insensitivity and inefficiency of the leadership in the government. Very simple. Security, the peace is the main requirement in civilized era, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. When there is a sense of insecurity, the economic activities will be checked. It will be in retardation mode. The people were thinking that our Meghalaya is very peaceful state. People from Meghalaya are peace-loving. Gone are those days, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. Now, people are saying that in Meghalaya, there is a reign of terror, terrorizing people. In Sumer area, there are lots of such incidents which were not reported also. Whenever people from outside coming and going back, intentionally they will try to collide with the vehicle and accuse the other party and extract money. These kind of things happen. Never before these kind of things happen in the state of Meghalaya, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, there are lots of things to be submitted before this August House pertaining to law and order, but because of paucity of time, I will not prolong my submission. And Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, if we talk about corruption, it is rampant and it is unprecedented, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. If I am asked to mention about the corrupt practice, I don't know where to start from. It is enormous. Let us start with the most glaring one out of many: the illegal coal mining and illegal transportation. Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, hundreds of coal-laden trucks are plying through the NH40 mainly. NH40 is Umiam to Jarawa. From different places it is coming, and that NH40 is fed with illegal trucks containing coal is plying. And repeatedly, the government is denying the fact that if it's done, anytime you can go, you can see. Only maximum 2 days there may be gap, then again it will start. Everybody knows. Who is gaining? Only few people. These kind of things are being operated just to fulfill the greed of very few people and making the entire state lose the revenue that was supposed to come to the state exchequer. And the government, I don't know whether or not is the willful intention of the government to delay the legal and scientific mining to be started. It has to be started. From the reply of the Honorable Chief Minister, we could understand that a lot of formalities are to be followed before enabling the people to start scientific mining. I think the Honorable Chief Minister didn't do his homework properly, didn't do due diligence before speaking certain things. During election, he promised to the people that if we are voted to power, within 180 days, we'll start mining. Had 180 days not passed, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir? From the day the Honorable Chief Minister was sworn in till today, it has been 979 days, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. 979 days from 6th of March 2018 till today. But there is no light of the day. Before speaking anything, proper due diligence has to be done. I am cautioning. Mr. Zenith Sama doesn't have the practice of speaking in the air without any substance. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, lots of scams. If I use the word scam, some people may have allergy in their ears. But it's a fact. Lots of scam in power department. Scam in Sobaidya. Scam in Ganol small hydro project. Scam in casual employment of the MECL. And lots of anomalies in MECL, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. In Sobaidya tendering process, let me enlighten this August House. There was 2 packages met for tendering the infrastructural work in the state of Meghalaya. Package A, package B. One package is for Garhwal's region, another package is for Khasi Hills Jantial's region. Then MS Unicon, Mumbai-based company, was awarded for the package B in the Garhwal's region. That too, in what rate, Mr. Speaker, sir? Let me tell this August House. $51% above the schedule of rate. Combining package A and B, the amount of money increased beyond the tender value has become almost 200 crores, Mr. Speaker, sir. For whose interest? And very interestingly, the local contractors who were awarded with service connection works, they were awarded at par the schedule of rate. Wow, what a justification. For people coming from outside that awarded the work at 51% above the schedule of rate. But for the local contractors whom we are supposed to promote, has been awarded at par the schedule of rate, Mr. Speaker, sir. And this company who was awarded for Garhwal's region surrendered the work after 30% work was completed. Any penalty has been imposed? No. And it is match fixing, Mr. Speaker, sir. In giving award of the work also match fixing. How? The criteria given in the NIT tender notice was total work done up to 100 crore in Northeast. Didn't specify whether it is in the electrical work or any other civil work. No. Just to enable this particular their chosen picked up company to qualify in the bidding process. How come this company who doesn't have any knowledge, any experience about electrical work can do? That is why ultimately they have surrendered.